Hey, 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 everybody. I hope you can see me and hear me okay. Let me wipe my camera real quick to make sure that this is all sharp. Perfect. That looks better. I hope you are doing well on this Sunday afternoon. If you are joining live, say hi, leave me a comment, leave me a like. And if you're watching this on the replay, welcome as well. And just let me know if you're here on the replay. Just type a hashtag replay. So today I wanted to go live because I don't go live very often in the channel, but I figured, okay, that would be a good thing to do. And I wanted to talk about being ready for the move. So if we as a family are ready, and also I wanted to share some signs. I actually have a list of 10 signs. I have my list right here of 10 signs that show that you are actually ready. And these actually have have more to do with mindset than money because we always think that okay, if the money's right, then everything else is right, which is not always the case, okay? Because if it was just about the money, I think that a lot of us would have gone already. And we often say that okay, it's just the money, it's just the money, like I don't have enough savings or things like that. But it's not really just about the money. So I have a list here of 10 signs that you are ready. 10 signs that it's time to go. I, because my focus is on Africa as the continent in general, even though 54 countries, obviously, so different realities, different things, but I'm just going to make a lot of generalizations on this video and say these are the 10 signs that it's time for you to move, and specifically move to the continent, okay, of Africa. All right, so I'm going to go through these signs, and they are in no particular order. Okay, so the first sign that you are ready for a change and ready to move is if you feel unfulfilled. If you feel unfulfilled, and let me explain it a little more. Specifically, if you think you've done what you needed to do, what was required of you, and you're ready for something else. So if you are like me and you move to the US as an immigrant, even if as an African, when we come to the US, we come with a mission. Okay, so the mission is to go to school or get a job or whatever the mission is. And if you've accomplished all of that and you've been in the workforce for a while and you've had some success and all of that, and then you feel like, okay, you've done what was required of you. You've done what you had, what you came here to do, even if you're not an immigrant and you're thinking, well, the whole American dream, right? You've got the degree, you got married, you got the house, you got the cars, and then you got a career, and then you're like, okay, what else is there? And you feel like, okay, you've checked all the boxes, you've done what was required, you've done what people expected from you to do, and you still feel a sense of unfulfillment. You feel like there's something different and something more out there. Not that there's more money or that there's more cars that you can get. It's less about the material things, but it's more about a sense of peace. Okay. So if that's you, if you feel a little sense of what else is there? I've done everything that I wanted to do. I've done everything that was required of me. I'm ready for something else. I'm ready for the next chapter. So if that's you, that's your sign. That's a sign that it's time to move on. It's time to move outside of the US. Okay. Number two, very similar, going into more details. If you're tired of climbing the corporate ladder, if you're tired of climbing it, and I know that a lot of women are tired of it, like not only because you have to often have to fight a little more than our counterparts, our male counterparts, and so you feel like you're always fighting. And as much as you feel like you're strong and everything and you can do it and all of that, at some point you're just tired of fighting. And you're just tired of all the politics. And it doesn't matter in which industry you're in all industries, there's politics. There are games that you have to play. and you're just tired of to play. Oh, you're just tired of playing those games. Okay, you're tired of going to the after hours just so that they can see your face. You're tired of attending certain meetings and show off a little more, even though you really don't care about certain things. All these little things are required, quote unquote, for you to climb that corporate ladder, and you're just tired of it. You're not really interested of it. Okay, you've gone to the level where you feel like, okay, you could go further up, right? You could go all the way up, but you feel like, you know what? Even if I were to do that, I don't think this would really make me happy. I don't think that this is the missing piece. Okay, so if you're tired of climbing the corporate ladder, then this is your sign to change the situation. This is a sign that you might be ready to move on. You might be ready to move. Okay, so that was number two. Number three, this one, if you live in an area where you are the minority, as a minority, sometimes it's, I guess, sometimes it's great to be the minority, but sometimes it's very tiring. Same thing. Um, you're representing for the race or the gender, and sometimes it's very tiring to be the token black friend or the token woman or the token. You're tired of being the minority that has to represent for everybody else. Okay, because you are in certain spaces where you are the minority. Okay, so you want to be able to be in a space where those are not necessarily brought up. Like if you're in a space where the majority is black, race is not brought up because you're part of the majority. Okay, so when you are part of the minority, you are the exception. You are the person that counts for diversity. Okay, our space is diverse because we have that one black person or that Latina person, right? So then the whole space is diverse, which we all know how that is not really the case. Okay, so if you're tired of being the token black friend, of being the token woman, or tired of being the minority that has to represent for everybody, then that might be a sign that, you know what, I would like to be in a space where I'm in the majority. Okay, whether it's in terms of race or in terms of any other description that you want. Okay, but for me, it's more in terms of race being part of the black majority. It's pretty important for me right now because I want to be able to experience that. I've never experienced that in my life, and so I want to be able to have that experience, and I want to be able to give that experience to my kids as well, that they can be part of the majority. All right, so that's number three. Number four, it's related to number three. If you're tired of the race conversations, like you have to be the one to explain certain situations, you have to explain why this could be racist, you have to explain why this is inappropriate, you have to explain why, as a token minority, you have to be the one to translate, quote unquote. Okay, and if you're tired of that, that might be a sign that it's time to change your environment and it's time to move on and to move abroad. All right, or that everything is being seen through the race lens as well. Number five, and this one applies specifically to sub-Saharan Africa. If you have a desire to build, if you have a desire to build something, moving to a country that has a similar economy to the United States or Canada, there's not much to build. Okay, there's not much, and I don't mean in just in industrial terms. There's not a lot of innovation to be done. But in developing economies, they are developing. So this is the perfect environment for innovation, for new ways of applying certain things, new ways of doing things. And this is the time and the place to build something. If you are in the mindset of contributing and building something, then it's totally the place where you need to go. It's totally the time and the place where you need to go. If you're really into making an impact in a tangible way, okay? It's kind of like if you're thinking about a company, for example, if you want to work for a Fortune 500 company, like let's say Dell, okay, and you are a data analyst or you're You're an accountant at Dell. Okay. So Dell is a super group, right? And you are that one accountant. What you do every day is one drop. It might be very significant, but it's just one drop in the major results of what Dell does as a group, okay, worldwide. But if you were to work at a startup company that just started like last year and you're the accountant, what you do has major implications. See what I'm trying to say? So an established group like Dell or HP or whatever big company you can think of, you working there, the impact that you make is small. Okay. You do great work there and it's great, it's appreciated and everything. But in the scheme of things, based on all the employees worldwide and the kind of work and the kind of impact that the company has, your work is not as impactful as you doing that same work at a startup or mom and pop company. Does that make sense? So if you're in the mindset of wanting to build, of wanting to be part of something significant, of making a difference, then it's time to move. Then you're ready to move. That's your sign. Again, you might not, even if you're not ready to build something, you just want to chill and be like, I just want to be outside of the US, but chill somewhere else. It's fine too. Not everybody is build to build. Not everybody wants to build. Not everybody wants to quote unquote work. Some people want to move out because they're tired of the work that we do here in the West. But others, like me, were tired of the work that might not have the same impact. And we're willing to do the work outside that might be more impactful. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So 5 is the desire to build. Number 6 is specifically to those of us who see the continent as home. Okay. I was born on the continent, so technically it's home. Even though, depending on who's asking me and what day of the week you're asking me, I can say the US is home. This is where I met my husband. This is where my kids were born and everything. So if you want, a lot of people don't feel like they have a place they can call home. And some people have that place they can call home. And for many of us, that can be Africa. Okay. So if you feel like you have that call from home, home is calling, right? It's calling and say, okay, it's time to go back. Then this is your sign. I mean, this is the calling, right? So it's just like when your mom is calling, what do? Do you ignore? No, you answer the call, right? So the motherland is calling, not to be all cheesy and all that, but when you get the call, you need to answer. Okay, there's a reason why you are getting the call. So if you have to be very attentive to that. And sometimes you might think that, oh, it's just a crazy pipe dream, or it's just this, I'm not really, pay attention to those things. Pay attention to the discomfort that you're feeling, the unfulfillment that you're feeling, the little pull that you're feeling, and it might be that call from home. Okay, even if you've never been to the continent, you might feel that call. Okay, you don't have to be African, you don't have to have lived, or it doesn't matter. Okay, I personally have never lived in sub-Saharan Africa. I lived in North Africa, right? But I'm hearing the call for sub-Saharan Africa, okay, which is where I'm originally from. All right, hey, good to have you here. Yeah. All right, so that was number 6, call from home. Number 7, I talk about that in all my videos, is the desire for more community. You know, you can have a lot of friends here, here in the West. We all have our friends from college, our friends from work, our friends from church, our friends from, all of that. But something that I've noticed is that very often we don't have the family structure with us. And also, we don't necessarily have that support system with us. And that is also actually point number 8. Number seven is a desire for more community. And for me personally, is more because, funny enough, all of my closest friends are outside of the US. All of my friends, like my bridesmaids, most of them, maybe two are here in the US. And even that, they're not like here in the same, like we don't see each other because we don't live in the same city, but they're all abroad. They're all abroad. Childhood friends, I'm still besties with and everything. They're abroad. So that sense of community, even though I have friends here and all that, but you want more of it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more. Okay. You just want more. There are certain experiences that you've had with certain people, and you want to be able to continue to have these relationships as adults. Okay. And so that's something that I miss a lot, and that I really want to bring back into my life. Okay, so that will also make an impact. That will also impact the destination where we go to, based on who's there, who we know there, what community do we have there. For Cameroon, we have family there. For Cote d'Ivoire, we have very close friends there. So even if, to be honest, okay, let me truth. I could see myself go anywhere in Africa, to be honest, sub-Saharan Africa, even if I don't know a single soul, because I'm confident that I can make it happen. Okay. But at the same time, having community, existing community, is always a plus, it's a bonus. Okay. And for a lot of us who came to the West as immigrants, we didn't have any, some people did, but we didn't have any family here. We didn't have anybody that we knew. I landed in the middle of Texas, and I didn't have anybody here. I didn't have any family here, right? And so this is an experience that you have coming here. And so the idea of going somewhere and not knowing anybody, it's not new to us. It's not strange to us. It's not shocking to us. It's not like we need to have an established community before we move somewhere. And I know that for a lot of people, there's that need, and I understand it. I understand for a lot of people, and that in general, Black people, we want to know who's there already. Okay. But for some of us too, it's not necessary. Okay. So I don't know if it's like an adventure side. I don't know. But I personally don't need to have that. I don't need to know somebody there to go there. Okay. But I do want to be able to be closer to people I know. Okay. Number eight is if you need more support at home. If you are a mom and you live in the West, in the US, in Canada probably as well, maybe a little less, but let's put it in the same basket. More than likely, you and your spouse or your partner, whoever it is who lives with you, both of you do the cooking, do the cleaning, do the driving, do the laundry, do the homeschooling if you homeschool, do the everything, do the raising of the kids. And it's, if you're lucky or something like that, it's two of you, but sometimes it's just one person that does it. Even if it's two people, it's a lot of weight on two people. It's a lot. And I remember when I came back from Cote d'Ivoire, after spending 10 days with my friend and seeing how her environment is like, at her house, and how navigating through that, like the support that she has with her. And not even family. Yes, she has family, but not even just family, but having somebody who can, I mean, the nanny, somebody who can pick up the kids from school, somebody who can cook the food before she comes back from work. All these things that are extravagantly costly here in the US, that are basic commodities, basic comforts in Africa. Okay. One thing I don't like here is the amount of paperwork for just about anything. We bought a place in Africa with about 5-page papers and everything was on it. That's so true. So true. That is so true. A contract for anything. If you go to the doctor's office, they make you sign 10 pieces of paper just to get a flu shot. If you go anywhere, yeah, everything is so much paperwork. That's very true. Yeah, but talking about having that support, to me, my one of my friends was shocked that I was doing all of that. She's like, okay, so, and I have 4 kids, ages 9 and under, right? And she was shocked. She was like, whoa, you don't have anybody to help you? I'm like, nah. It's the norm here. I could, but it's gonna cost a lot of money. Okay, you could do it, but I mean, it's gonna sometimes gonna you might break your budget, right? So no, it's all on you. The average American is all on us. It's all on us. It's the driving, it's the cooking, it's the this and the that, and your work. If you work from home, all of it, it's on you. That's the norm. And so if you're wanting something different, if you know deep down that this is not normal, you are probably ready to move and to get something that is more of the norm. Because in, I would say, most of the rest of the world, the norm is to have that support. That's the norm. When you leave, when you have a baby and you leave the hospital, you are in a lot of cultures, you have that support. You have somebody there with you. I was lucky, I was very blessed that I had my mom with me that came here and all of that for all of my kids. But she didn't stay here forever, right? At some point, hey, you have to go back to work. Hey, you have to do this. You have to start cooking again. You have to do, there are all these things you have to do, still have to do without the support that comes as a basics in other cultures and in sub-Saharan Africa, in Africa in general, many parts of the world, I would say most of the world except in the West. This is the norm. You have that support system. We are not supposed to do everything on our own. We are not. Okay. It's rough to be a mom here. It is. Because everything is on you. Who's gonna cook for you? I mean, you leave the church, you leave church, and then you have 10, 30 minutes, okay, you get home, and then everybody's looking at each other like, okay, what are we gonna eat? Gotta feed the babies, right? You gotta cook. After that, you have to take the kids to practice, bring them back, snacks, grocery shopping. I mean, you could still do the Instacart but you're the one actually going to pick up, or even if they do delivery, you're the one taking them out of the bags and in the fridge. You know, there's little things you can do here and there. You can involve your kids, sure. The kids can clean their rooms, sure. But overall, when you're looking at your lifestyle, it's very rough. It's very tough because you get to do it all on your own, which is not ideal. Okay, so if you're needing of more support, that's your sign that it might be time to look on the other side. Okay. I have a helper that will come to our place 3 times a week, and we don't even have kids yet. She's charging 20,000 francs to clean and make food. Man, 20,000. That's nothing. That's like what, six, maybe $20 or something like that. Less, a little less than $20. It's ridiculous. We pay $200 per month for a cleaner to come clean our house once a month. $200 the rest of the month. So with kids, the house stays clean for 1 week. The other 3 weeks, you do the cleaning, right? $200 for one. They come once for the whole month. $200. If I were to pay $20, man, 3 times a week. That's like how you say in French, c'est donné. That's like it's nothing, right? And not even cleaning, but also to cook. That would be the first thing that I would outsource. The first thing that I would I'm a good cook, but I don't enjoy cooking. I do it. But the first person that I would hire before somebody to come and clean the house, it would be somebody to come and cook for us. That would be my first thing. So at that price, man, see, I'm telling you. Okay, number 9. This one is something that I've been noticing for the past few months. I started decluttering the garage, I think 2 months ago, early this summer. And it was, I wasn't shocked. I was just so, I don't know what the right word is, a little discouraged. Not discouraged, no. I was just, it's not disappointing because I knew what was in there. I was just annoyed by how much stuff we have. How much stuff we have. And so number 9 is you're less and less interested in the material things, even disgusted. You're not interested in buying more stuff and you want to get rid of everything. That's exactly how I feel. Every time I come in the kids' room, I just want to take like a rake and take everything out and just put it all in the trash. Everything in my office. I just want to take everything out. It's just too much stuff. It's just stuff, material stuff. And we live in a culture where stuff is needed, quote unquote. They make you believe that you need all of this. You need all the post-it notes. You need to have tape. You need to have this here. You need to have 30,000 notebooks. And I mean, I'm guilty of that. I love planners, right? So I have a lot of paper around, but I don't really need it. I just want it. Okay. So we live in a culture that encourages all these things, that all the wants instead of the needs. Okay. So all the 30,000 toys that the kids have, they don't need all of that. They really don't. I think it was last year. I took, they have like those big bins from Home Depot, the big, big, huge bins, and I put all the toys in there and I put them in the garage. So they had just a few toys upstairs in their rooms and all of that. And they didn't notice anything. They didn't say anything. Okay. Hey, Owen. They didn't say anything because they don't really know what they have. They don't know how much they have and they don't play with everything. Okay. So we don't need all of that. And if you're really tired of all of it, I stopped buying stuff because I'm just like, it's too much. I just don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. And from boxes from Amazon, every time I see an Amazon box, I'm like, so much stuff. It's like, I wish they would just send the thing in the bag and that's it. It's like the box is additional stuff that I really don't like. Blessing is saying cleaning service is so expensive here. Yeah, and you do everything by yourself. That's the norm, right? It's the norm. Who are you gonna complain to? We're all in this together, right? It's the norm. And my friends are like, "What? How do you do that? This is not normal." I'm like, what am I gonna do? This is the norm. Okay. So number 9 was you're disgusted by all the stuff and you just want to get rid of everything. You're not interested in the material, in buying more and more stuff. Number 10 is this is something that I've noticed as soon as I came to the US 20 some years ago. If you're more interested, or if you're interested in what's going on outside of the US and less about what's going on in the US, and I'm talking about specifically in the news. I don't watch the news anymore, but when I used to watch the news, if you notice the way news are shared here in the US, it's very US based. We never hear about elections in France, in Germany, in we don't hear about elections anywhere outside of the US. We don't even hear about elections in Mexico. It might be like a 15-second segment, right? Everything is focused on here. But when you're outside of the US, you hear about news from everywhere in the world. That's how we grew up. Is like, we when we went to school, any school that you went to, you would study. Like, I remember for my baccalaureate, which is the 12th grade, like you have to do like an exam type thing to exit. I would say, I guess it's like an SAT test, something like that. And I remember I picked US geography and um, Brazil geography. Basically, you had to study the whole world. Okay, you had to study and you had to know who's the president of this country and what is this and what, like, political, economic, all these different things that you had to know about the world, not just where you live. Yes, you have to learn about where you live, the country you live in, but also the world. And if you have that ear, listening ear, and you're like, okay, I wonder what's going on here, and you're looking at, okay, what's going on in Japan right now, what's going on in Ukraine right now, what's going on in Australia right now, in South Africa. If you are curious, even just curious about what is going on outside of your little circle, that's your sign. That is a sign right there that you are interested in what's going on out there. That might be a sign to move as well. Okay. Blessing is saying, Owen and Blessing is saying, consume, consume, consume. It, it's all consumption, consumption, consumption. Every single day. Every day we consume too much here, way too much. Things that we don't need. This summer I decided not to buy any new clothes and I was able to maintain it. I love it. Way to go, Blessing. It's very, I'm not going to say that it's easy. So I really applaud you for that. Good job. Um, it's back to school season, and I'm like, I don't want to buy extra stuff for the kids. They don't need extra stuff. They need the minimum, and that's it. So, I mean, a backpack, you have to buy a backpack, right? But they don't need to have 30,000 t-shirts and 30,000 pairs of shorts in all different colors, right? Exactly. Owen is saying, I'm much less concerned about what's happening in America, mostly saying political, repetitive nonsense between Democrats and Republicans, constantly fighting and doing squat for the people. I tell you, I tell you. You know, and it's funny because it's not really news anymore. It's more like opinion. And because, I mean, the big networks, I think that local channels are still what I would call journalists, meaning that they report what happened. They have the script and they report the facts. This is what happened. As much as I like or don't like what happened or what they report, but they report it and that's it. They don't have an opinion on it. But big networks, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all of them, all same thing. It's less about journalism and reporting facts and more about sensationalism. All of them. So yeah, that's why I'm more likely to watch the local news than big network. Even though local news have more negative than positive, but sometimes they tell you like some good stuff that happened in the community. So it's kind of okay. It's more balanced. But still, I don't like to watch the news. But yeah. So those are the 10 signs. Let me recap those signs, okay? And you guys let me know in the comments if you're ready. If you've seen those signs, what are the signs that make you say, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay. Forgot gun violence. Of course. Gun violence, it's every day. And that's the thing about local news that I don't like. It's always about who died at the corner of this street and that street, and it makes it too close to home. And gun violence. Always. Anyway, so that's your sign. 10 signs it's time to move. Without money being a factor. Again, see, I haven't talked about money in any of that. It's more about the mindset and the things that make you, you know what? It's time. It's time. Okay. Number one, you feel unfulfilled because you've done what you needed to do, what was required of you. You checked all the boxes, got the job, got married, got the kids, got the cars, the house, the good job. Check, check, check. You've done all of it. What else is there? Okay. You need something of more substance. Number two, you're tired of climbing the corporate ladder. You're tired of playing politics, playing the games, just, you know, what for? You've done it, proud of yourself, very good, you did it, very good, but now you're not really interested of it, not interested in doing any of that. Number three, you're tired of being the token black friend, you know, tired of being the person that is going to represent for all minorities. Number four, you're tired of the race conversations. You know, as important as they are to have, they're very triggering to me personally. They're very triggering because it's like it's a constant reminder that we have to fight. And I understand the need to fight. I understand and I acknowledge that so many people didn't have the liberty not to fight. And I'm extremely grateful for the fight that they didn't have. They didn't have the choice of saying, I don't want to fight. They had to fight. And I'm very grateful for that. And I acknowledge it. And I am grateful for it. With that being said, I'm on it up. Personally, I'm not ready to fight all the fights. You don't have to fight all the fights. Just in case you didn't know, it's okay not to be willing to fight all the fights. There are fights you're going to have to fight, but you don't have to fight all the fights. So pick your fights. All right, you're tired of that. Number five, you have the desire to build. If you're visionary, if you know you have knowledge, you have experience, and you know that you can use that to help others for for more impact, not just that trickle little tiny impact that you have in your workforce or in your town, but like significant, palpable, something that you can really see. If you're ready to build something, that's your sign, your fifth sign. Okay. Yeah, saying I can't stand waking up to go to work anymore. I need to be my own boss. I hear you. That's how it was for me. I couldn't stand it anymore. I hear you. I hear you. And that's one of your signs. So that's when you know like it's pulling you. It's pulling you. Okay. And you have to acknowledge those feelings, you know. I'm living in America for sure, no question. Trying to get rid of all the stuff I've accumulated in the last several years and get some cash together, yes. And then America is history for me. I hear you, Owen. There's so much stuff. So much stuff. I was so shocked. There are things that I took with me in my suitcase leaving Morocco, put them in my suitcase, came to the US, and they're still here in my garage. Why? I don't know. I don't know. It's just that sense of wanting to see stuff. The fullness means that you're happy, or the fullness means that everything is fine, or everything is well, you're doing well, right? But it's a lie. It's a lie. All right, so number six, you have that call from home. Okay, wherever home is for you. For me, it's not a specific country. Okay, wherever it is for you, you feel that calling. It's pulling you, saying, it's time, get ready. It's time, get ready, get ready, get ready. Okay? You're feeling that call, you're hearing it. Don't ignore it. Okay? Just like Owen is doing, getting ready. What can you do now? Declutter, sell some stuff. Okay? One good thing, quote unquote, good thing about one of the many good things about this country is that if you want to make more money, you can make more money. So if you need more cash, one thing you can do is gather everything that's in your garage that you don't need, sell it, you get cash. You can work more hours, you can get a side job, you can make more money. And that's one great thing about this country that I appreciate. So do that now as you prepare. Okay? Working on my relocation plan to home, to Motherland. I hear you. I hear you. Yes. Where was I? So call from home, that was number 6. Number 7, desire for more community. Okay? Just to be around friends, family, or even if it's not people you know, but a new community. Okay? If you have that desire, that's your sign. Number 8, we can all agree on this one, need more support at home. Can I get an amen on this one? More support at home, even if it's just somebody to come and clean the house more than once a month, somebody who can cook a few meals, somebody who can watch your kids while you work from home or while you take a nap or do whatever. Okay? Somebody who can drive your kids to activities so it's not always you. All of that. Okay? Number 9, you're less and less interested in the material thing, even disgusted. You're not interested in buying more stuff. We've all fallen in that trap of buying stuff, buying more. And I'm looking at this thing like this box here. I don't know why I have it on my table. It's it's an external hard drive, and I just don't like stuff around. But I got so used to it. I could throw this away, but it's just stuff just laying around, stuff. Okay. I need to see more water. I miss being near water. Abidjan has a lot of water. I that's one of my criteria. I have to be somewhere where the beach is not too far. I have to be close to water. Even though here in Houston you can drive not too far and be close-ish to water, but it's not close enough. Owen is saying, so how's Cote d'Ivoire in the real? I've watched some of your videos. I'm willing to learn French to be someplace in Africa. I'm starting to think Cote d'Ivoire might be the place. I'm biased. I'm gonna tell you, I'm biased because Cote d'Ivoire has a special space for me in my heart, because it's the only sub-Saharan country I've been to, and I've been there twice. I'm going to Cameroon at the end of the year to check it out, and then we'll decide if we're going to Cameroon or Cote d'Ivoire. But I'm always going to say green light for Cote d'Ivoire. That's my thing. Willing to learn French? That would be great if you could learn French. That's going to be very, very, very helpful. A lot of people do speak English, but you want to be able to be able to communicate with most people. So I would say if you can learn French, go for it. It's not necessarily the easiest language to learn. I don't know which one is easier, English or French, but English wasn't an easy language to learn. Yeah, French is my first language. It's French is my first, but I hear that it's not an easy language to learn. But if you have that desire to learn, that's a great first step, Owen. Very good. Yeah, no more stuff. No more. No more. No more. It's time to declutter, get rid of it all instead of. And the good thing is that as you get rid of it, you can make more money from it. I'm sure you have things in your closet you've never worn, things that still have stickers, right? New stuff in your garage that you bought, whether it's like things for gardening stuff, um, sports equipment that you barely use. You played golf once and it's still there in the garage. All of that. Tell you the truth though, I hate to learn another colonizer language. Oh, I hear you. But seems like Cote d'Ivoire might be one of the stable ones in West Africa. Yeah. Yep. I mean, the reality is this: if you want, even if you want to learn, uh, let's say you want to learn any of the local languages, you could. But what are your chances that you're going to meet somebody who speaks it and that you can communicate with that person every day? Okay. The easiest path is just to learn colonizers' language. Okay. I mean, we're speaking in English here, right? I, I don't know if I could speak to you in Lingala because I'm not fluent in Lingala. I know a few words, which is, it's not even my parents' language. It's the language that most Congolese speak and the language that I started learning, but it's not even my parents' mother tongue. So just to make things easier for you, gotta go with the path of least resistance, right? English is easier than French. Might be. It might be. That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of irregularities in French that I cannot explain. Boxes and boxes of brand new shoes. Oh my gosh. Yes. What is the most popular native language? Maybe Iya would know that. That's a great question. I might have to Google that. I might have to Google that. I don't know. Gotta find out. We gotta find out. Um, yeah, and the good thing is that nowadays you can find a lot of people who can teach you these languages, native languages online. So I'm sure you can find somebody to teach you. So what is Baole and Jula? Okay, Jula and Baole. Okay, I'm willing to learn the most popular local language too. That's really good. That's really good. I'm not at that level yet. I love to learn languages though, but that's a great thing. I have to look it up, find it online. That's great, Owen. All right, and number 10, last but certainly not least, you're more interested in what's going on outside of the US and less about US politics and US all of that. Okay? Having a global vision is extremely valuable. And one thing that has happened since living here in the US is like we don't really learn about how do you say that in English? Culture générale. General knowledge about what's going on, like general knowledge of things that you have to know. Like as kids, you learn about capitals of countries and you know the continents and where certain countries are. But that's something that kind of stopped when I moved here in the US. It's like don't not really learning so much about what's going on outside. So yeah, those are your 10 signs. So let me know, guys. Let me know if you know, if you have had your signs already, if you know you need to go, you've got that call, you've got that pool, or if you're still like, I'm not sure. I need more confirmation, or I need a sign, or I don't know if I should, or okay, let me know. Where do you stand? You know where I stand. So let me know where you stand. You can definitely learn anything on YouTube University. Yep, everything is in there. Where do you stand? Are you on the I'm ready to go? I'm just working the process right now, just like we are, just working the process. We know we're leaving, but we're working the process of preparation. Or are you more on the, I haven't really thought about that, or I don't know, I'm not there yet. And it's all good. Okay. And that's all I have for you today. That's all I have for you. I want to do more lives, but I don't know what day would work best. I don't know if a Friday night, Friday evening, Friday afternoon would work best, or even a midday during the week. So that would be, yeah, maybe like a midday, like maybe a 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, something like that. I'm going to post a poll in the channel and see what works best for you. I feel like Sundays are more like days of rest and so I don't know. But I wanted to do it today. But Saturday is probably out because of kids' activities. But either Friday evening or a weekday like midday. So those on in the US Canada time would be about midday, and those on the continent it would be end of work day. So you can still catch us live. So I'm gonna put a poll inside the group, and you guys can let me know. Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can send me a message on Instagram. You can send me a message there. And if you have any questions or any videos, ideas for a video, um, I'm open to suggestions. Yes, I need help with an online business setup. Okay, yeah, send me a message to remind me. That way we can talk about it. Okay. If you don't know yet, guys, if you don't know, I have a free masterclass on how to get started with your business, online business. Because if you want to move, that's what I recommend. That would be my number one recommendation. If you have a job that allows you to work from anywhere in the world, good for you. If you have a job that is relocating you to your new destination, good for you. But I would say the best option to me is to have your own business. To have your own business. That way you set your own hours, you get to work with the people you like, and you don't have the risk of being let go at any time. So yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, Ia. Thank you, Owen. All of you guys who joined me live. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for taking the time to watch this. Questions, send your message on Instagram. I see you, Blessings. Okay, I'll check. Send me a message there. Ia, send me a message there as well. Facts, indeed. All right, you guys, have a great Sunday. Au revoir. À bientôt. I will see you guys soon. All right. Ciao, ciao.